I don't have shrinking technology, but people have told me that I'm pretty short. Hey, it's Zadie! Welcome to Flytte Kartina, and today we are going to be doing a non-spoiler review on Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, this movie came out about last weekend, sort of-ish. So I'm just going to give you the lowdown of how it was rated and why it was rated that way and some of the things that go into it so that you can gauge whether or not you want to see this movie. And then at the very end, I'll judge it on my magical scale of movies and tell you guys a little bit of what I thought about the movie. Sound good? As we know, Ant-Man and the Wasp is set after Civil War and before Infinity War. So we're kind of like in a okay, what time period is this? And it follows the adventures of Scott Lang as he finds himself put into another series of unfortunate events. So the movie Ant-Man and Wasp was rated PG-13 for some sci-fi action violence. Sci-fi action violence, that's pretty standard superhero stuff, which goes on with these Marvel movies. It's kind of like a sort of a required tag at the end of the rating explanatory sentence. You're gonna see a lot of really cool fight scenes, but nothing that I don't think anybody gets killed in this one, which happened in the first Ant-Man, spoiler alert, whatever. People got killed in the first Ant-Man, and so in this Ant-Man and Wasp, no one got killed. So it's a happy day for everyone. There's just a lot of action scenes. I could even say this is probably on the same level of sci-fi action violence as the Incredibles 2 movie that came out recently. Other than that, there's really nothing for me to explain, so this is gonna be a short video apparently. Everything you see in the trailers is most likely to be the highest amount of intensity that you will see in the movie when you are watching it. So I'm gonna pull up the frequency chart, and on the frequency chart we're gonna rate this movie maybe a 3 or a 4. Probably a 4. Let's say 4, just because this is just standard superhero stuff and it's not really focused on the action bit part of it. It's just focused on other story building things, which doesn't actually make sense, which I'll get into in my spoiler rant, so check that out once you're done with this one. So the 4 is like on the scale how frequent those elements were, and it wasn't like, you know, overly average, so I'm doing it kind of under average, so it's a 4. I would even go to say that the action scenes weren't even a major hindrance to the plot. They were just fun to see and watch, and standard superhero criteria. Next, I'm gonna pull out my magical scale of movies, which rates the movie on a scale of Steamboat Willie to Deadpool on the rating of the film, and I'm actually not gonna rate it very high on this scale. So on the magical scale of movies, I'm gonna rate this an average 5, which is Night at the Museum. So the same kind of rating rules apply for both of these movies, so it's kind of on the equal scale of things. As for what I thought about the movie, I enjoyed it. It was entertainment for me. It wasn't anything super spectacular. It was actually more kind of like your average kind of movie, like you're like, oh, let's just go see the movie because why not? It's a movie that's showing at this time and we're looking for a night out or something like that. I will have to say that I really enjoyed the actors and their chemistry together. I liked the acting choices, most of them at least, which I'll get into in the spoiler rant, but the actors had a fun time and you can tell that they had fun making this movie. Paul Rudd actually wrote this movie, but this was meant to be a fun, entertaining movie that wasn't really anything like substantial that you were like, oh my gosh, this is like pivotal to the Marvel universe. We could not watch like a Marvel cinematic like run through without watching Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, it was fine. You know, it was just kind of fun, and you had fun watching it because you saw that the actors had fun doing it. I will say this about the villain, which is supposed to be Ghost, and it's this woman named Ava, and her backstory is kind of interesting. It was probably one of the more interesting parts of her character, but this is kind of erring on the regular Marvel villain side of things, where the Marvel villain isn't that substantial. It doesn't have very much depth and motive, at least. Like in this situation where she was in, she didn't have the right kind of motive, which I'll get into in the spoiler rant. I keep saying that and I'm sorry about that, but if you really want to see what I think about this movie with all the spoilers, then go to my spoiler talk. There's a lot of fun things about this movie and I think you'll really enjoy it if you go and watch it. It's just fun. It's not essential to watch, but it's fun to watch. So that wraps up my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great random Thursday. I will see you on the other side of the screen. Bye!